In this video, I'm going to show you how to use my program here. This is the documentation generated with Doxygen. Contains all the instructions on how you need to compile it and install it if you want to use it. You can find that online. So let's load up the program here. And first off, we're going to go to the session properties. And we're going to select our camera or our video file or graphics file. We're going to use the camera. I'm using my Pixel Android phone as the camera. And we can select we want to save the file, copy the audio track if it's a video file, select which CUDA device you want to use, the maximum duration, size, texture cache, all those different things. Onyx model for an AI model if you want to apply that. And then we can go here to the audio settings and we can enable audio reactivity or audio pass-through. I'm going to send the pass-through to my headphones and set the input device as default because we're going to be using a video file or audio file instead of an input device, but you can select an input device if you want, like my camera or my a microphone or whatever, but we're going to use an audio file. And so basically I'll show you how to, if you want to use like just a single shader, you can double click on here and you can edit it and the program will compile it and run it when you run the program. So let's just try this here with this, just a selected shader. As you can see, the audio up. It played back the effect. And and now if we want to do multiple different outputs or different effects than just a single effect, we can use the run all, and it will actually allow you to select different shaders and move between them. I'm going to turn off the audio so that way you can hear me. And we'll leave the reactivity, but just disable the playback. So now let's try the run all. So it compiles the shaders and then opens it up. And as you can see, here I am. And I can actually click here and it'll allow me to move through different ones. Right click and and so that's basically how that works. So you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard. And you can control the speed of the effect with the page up and page down. And or you can use a MIDI controller. And then we can go here, we can go to the multi-pass shader settings, and we can select multiple shaders to process. Let's try Spectrum Time. This is one of my favorite ones. Right here, we can add that one. And then we can add another one. We'll add a trail cache invert, and then we can add that, and then now we can run the effect through the program here, and we can use the multipass in order to apply the effects one after the other, the output of one effect being the input to the other. So as you can see, when I click here, it changes the effect, but it's still applying those two other effects. And you can go here and move through all this and select the different ones that you want, or move through it with the arrow keys so you can increase the speed or decrease the speed. And so far, the default shader pack that I include on my GitHub page has about a little over 2,000 shaders. And as you can see, it's running pretty fast here because we got a CUDA and hardware acceleration. And so anyway, one more feature I want to show you before I conclude this video is the shader playlist. can actually go here and it can load enable the playlist, and you can load a playlist and load the different shaders in here, and it adds the different multipasses, and you can enable it. Okay, and let's run it here, and you can hit the P to enable the playlist, and then hit J, and it'll cycle through the different shaders automatically. And as you can see, it's changing automatically. I'm not doing anything. Or you can turn that off, and you can move through manually and apply the different effects. Um, yeah, you can move through them with the arrow keys, and there's all the different ways you can manipulate the video with all these different effects here and create some really creative things. And all this stuff is able to be compiled by just double clicking on the file and editing it and then recompiling. And you can also set the audio spectrum for the FFT cache, and you can set the warm rate and the different effects to move to the audio. And you can also set the texture cache here for how many textures you want it to store for the different effects for the history buffer, ring buffer, and so that's basically some different things you can do with this software. It's open source, it's free, and you can find it on my website and my GitHub page. Okay.